wait, ban's going off like...
Oh, the Bard ban.
They've got to do it.
I actually like the bans from AED here, because a lot of people play Velocity and it feels like they don't know what they play. It's like, guys, they play Kled every time you leave it open.
I don't know about that. From Velocity's side, having worked with a lot of drafts more, I don't know what I feel about banning out the AD meds, because it feels easier to just hold your mid pick for later and get the enemy team to force themselves into an AP med.
Yeah, I agree. AD
so
plays...
with the Mordekaiser top,
yeah, I mean,
the Zed bans start to look better.
I get the kind of the idea of like, okay, let's ban Yone, let's ban Zed, because like it maybe in a solo queue aspect of like, I don't like playing against it, I don't like the matchup, but like in competitive, it's a lot easier to shut down a Zed than it is.
I also get the Yone ban a lot more, because Yone, you can flex him and he's just a super solid pick. Hey, is that the Rakan I asked for?
Please, please, please.
Rakan blind is a bit much though, especially with stuff like Morgana still up.
Yeah, I agree. The Poppy. It's gonna be Poppy in the jungle, I assume, which is something AD Gamma played.
Wait a minute. AD Gamma is the one with support, isn't it?
Yes.
Not Velocity.
That's supported. Yes.
They were gonna take his Rakan.
They banned the Bard. They're gonna pick the Rakan. He promised me he's gonna play Alistar tonight. Yes.
Poppy kind of shuts down Rakan and Alistar. Oof.
Fucking love Jinx so much. Oh, he did
Jinx
it anyways.
Jinx is an awesome damn. He does it. This man does not care.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care if it gets count.
He's giving us cow.
It's beautiful. He's getting it out of the way right now.
Jinx Alistar is super nuts though.
Yeah. Cassiopeia, one of the only two champions that Baby Quake plays. Ori and Cassiopeia. I think we've seen something else this season, but I'm not sure what. You know what this
I don't know about the Gnar Mordekaiser matchup. I don't play either one of them. I'd imagine it's Gnar favor just because ranged champ.
It feels like it would be, right? It feels like it would be kind of easy to kite around with the Gnar, not get like pulled in. I don't know though.
On the Mordekaiser side, you had in Mordekaiser's favor though, you have the fact that you can build Tabby, Bramble, Seekers.
And still kill people.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So broken.
Yeah, I know. It's so dumb. We haven't seen Gnar in a while. The Vladimir and Swain bans to close that out. Zaya and Senna bans on the other side. Yeah, we just haven't seen Gnar a lot. And the Poppy pick in the jungle, obviously, it's a pick away from AED Gamma jungler who's like a Poppy.
It could also be a Poppy support.
That's true. It could
Zaya,
be. How good is
Senna
Poppy support right now? What are your opinions on Poppy support?
I think for a long time it's been counterpick status, right? I don't think you like ever first pick it, but if you know they have a dash and they like actually rely on the dash like an Alistar, Poppy is kind of just a direct upgrade because it does everything Alistar does, except it also shuts down Alistar.
Makes sense, makes sense. The got picked also on this side, so now I'm a little bit confused. Nars
I don't know where anyone's going
Rakan.
anymore.
Nars Rakan. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense.
Nars Rakan. Everybody in chat, chill the fuck out. Nars Rakan.
I was just about to be like, I don't know where anyone's going. Velocity is trolling.
Okay, it's Cassiopeia Poppy bot. Urgot's mid. Evelyn pick
if Nars Rakan, then it has to be Poppy jungle.
Yeah. Still could be Cassiopeia bot though.
It could be.
It's probably not gonna be. But Vigar lock in.
I think Cassio Vigar is even.
I do too. They have kind of a weird comp.
Here's a tip that I know from looking at mid matchups. Victor is the lock into Cassio if your player plays them. Victor wins the early game and dowscales. Like he's got a 55% lane kill rate in his favor and like a 57% game win rate. indicating he both beats her early and outscales,
The Ezreal,
or at least outranges.
Ezreal Soul is in the chat. He made it out alive. What does that mean, Soul?
Narrowly avoided the bomb gank. Wait, is Soul coming back? Am I getting kicked out? Am I being replaced?
If anything, it's a TriCast. Soul, are you coming back? Okay. Good. I mean...
Alright, so we've got Rakan Ezreal versus Jinx Alistar. Very passive combo from Velocity looking to outscale. I mean, like, Alistar's never going to be able to engage, but with the Jinx Rockets, it's kind of a free push-in, making it so that Alistar, especially in the mid-game, is going to be hitting some pretty nasty roams with his Bogies. And Alistar Veigar, you're looking at a really nasty combo, because Veigar just puts the cage anywhere, and Alistar presses W, and every one of those abilities is landing 100%.
Yeah,
Veigar leads in another super nasty combo like that.
Yeah, it's really good. You put up the big catcher's mitt, and you just knock people into it. Easy peasy. Let's see here.
Eve should be a bit weaker than Poppy in the early game, but if the bot lane prio is as free as I expect it to be, Eve probably gets away with some pretty greedy ganks, especially in the mid game.
Should be able to, and they have pretty good scaling on that comp too. Jinx, Veigar, obviously Veigar's infinite scaling. Jinx gets very good after about 2 items.
From velocity side though, the way I see it, they've got pretty solid engage between Poppy, Rakan, Urgot. They also have good enough range that it's not like Mordekaiser is just going to be ulting people, and AED is very squishy outside that Alistar.
Yeah, that's true. And if Alistar falls behind, that's pretty much their main tank right there.
I think we've got something of a mid-game pick comp versus outscale.
I like that.
Overall,
like
I'm not sure how AED is going. If AED can't make enough of a lead, I just don't think they have the tools to deal with an Ezreal Cassio, especially with Rakan. Rakan shuts down assassins like you've never seen. Oh,
yeah, it's almost impossible to get in. God, I'm falling asleep, guys. Sorry, we just watched a Caitlyn game, so I'm very sleepy. Who is spamming me? Stop it.
I don't know, should I help them?
No, I got it. They just spammed. Velocity's comp better, says Jude. Yeah. I think it's easier to play out. That's what I would say. And in a lot of these like small elo tournaments, things like that.
No, I do think Velocity is better, though.
It's easier to play too, right?
In some of these games, you just have better comp wins. In some of these games, you have a bit of back and forth. I think this one's with a bit of back and forth. I think AED's comp everything has a purpose, right? Between Jinx Veigar, it's so hard to engage on them. You have pick between Veigar and Alistar. Mordekaiser can lock down a side lane, and Evelynn can offer a flank. It's not just going to be. I don't think this is going to be a free win for Velocity, though I do think their comp is better.
Why am I getting paid? I'm gonna ban Soul. I'm gonna block him.
Has the game started? Because I'm still seeing the champs like.
Oh no, we're still.
No, all right,
yeah,
just making sure.
We hadn't even got to the 3 minutes yet. So they're finishing up champs.
All right, we've hashed how the comps are. If you could change anything for AD's comp to make it better in your opinion, what do you think you would do?
I don't like the Alistar. I don't like Alistar, especially since you already saw the Poppy. Maybe something with a little bit more ease of engage that doesn't necessarily go with the Poppy. I mean, honestly, like, I wouldn't hate Thresh in this comp. I wouldn't hate Leona in this comp. Leona pretty much for just the Rakan in lane, but
yeah,
just something else like that to break it up, because it's going to be hard for Alistar to get in, especially against like Cass and Rakan and Poppy. It's very hard to get in. You're never really going to get onto Ezreal as Alistar, or you shouldn't unless you get a flank or something off.
Thresh is also a lot better in the mid game plan. Hook into poke is the rhythm against comps that outrange you.
Yeah, hook into traps. You know, there's plenty of stuff you could be. OTI ban. Swap Alley for not. Yeah, Nautilus could be fine too. I like Thresh a lot. I mean, of course I like Thresh a lot, but yeah, pretty much that. I like Velocity's comp a ton
It's also
here.
true that as a solo tank, Alistar outperforms the rest.
That is true. If you're gonna have a solo tank, and you know you're gonna, they first picked the Mordekaiser, and if they knew in their heads they were like, we want to play Evelynn in this game, Evelyn's something we've been trying to work in, then maybe they had already said, hey, we're gonna pick Alistar here because of the role it serves and less for the matchup, right?
Maybe the Eve wasn't the move.
Maybe not, but maybe they have a plan, right? Like, it's regular season, so this is a time to be like, okay, hey, we want to get some stage experience on Evelynn. Let's, you know, bust it out in this game against Velocity, because they'll give us like a real test if it's good or not. Because it's one thing during the regular season, it's tough because if you play teams that like aren't on your level, sometimes you get like a false sense of confidence of how good a pick is, because like, you know, they don't punish it for being bad. But like a team like Velocity, who's got a couple wins, who's looked competitive, maybe they're like, okay, we'll play Evelynn in this matchup because they'll punish it.
I think it was more Kha'Zix though, just damage types.
Oh yeah. Too much AP.
Evelynn. I mean, from incubators, we usually see pretty good results from Evelynn because our jungler is mentally insane.
Yeah. I mean, your guys' Evelynn's a little bit different than like the normal Evelynn.
Yeah, he is very different. He only has 2 permit accounts. Okay.
Only two.
Only 2.
Please, Grotesque. No more band accounts.
Only 2 permits.
Only 2.
Oof.
Juke, you guys are playing right now, aren't you? I think that's had a 9:30 game. I think not us. Playing? No, I think SOS is playing.
Yeah, SOS Oni. It looks like.
Oni's a weird game.
In my opinion, Oni is not the weakest team we've seen in the tournament, but one of the weaker teams in the bracket for Group A. You can't just treat them like a joke.
When you look at their,
you can't treat them like a joke.
Individual skill, they look better than like the sum of the parts.
I think that to some degree, I think that was also Incubator LLWG last season. I think individually we actually have some pretty skilled players, but our teamwork and coordination is still not where we want it to be, but it's getting there.
Yeah, well, that's what's important. As long as you're improving as you're getting towards playoffs, because like right now you guys are sitting in a pretty good spot. Especially after the big 2-0 week.
I think so as well. Also, out of the 3 losses the team currently has, 2 of them were with a substitute mid who we thought would be sticking around for longer, but he took off.
It's a blessing in disguise. You're undefeated with your other mid.
No, we took 1 loss with him.
Oh, okay. Well, you're close to undefeated.
Against SOS. Undefeated SOS.
Okay, well that's...
SOS is looking strong.
Dude, they are super good. We're getting ready to be in game. Let me...
Awesome.
share the game to you. The black screen right now, but, you know, you get the idea.
Yeah, I can imagine that there's a game. Alright, Runewise, I think we're... Ooh, Urgot opting for Conquer over Press the Attack. I don't know about that because, like, no one plays Urgot, but...
Phase Rush Alistar armor?
Phase Rush Alistar is a thing that we saw in the pro scene. His combo plus E procs the Phase Rush instantly. And apparently at a high level, it's kind of what he needs. Where normally, at a low level, you would just see combo into Aftershock to mitigate damage. Instead, they use Phase Rush to run away to mitigate damage, and that's both more effective for keeping your E on people and for mitigate damage. So...
That makes sense. Alright, we're in
purgatory. Phase Rush is definitely the harder rune, like by miles. Because you're so squishy.
Well, you know, supporty, he's not going to take the easy route with anything.
On top of that, on Recon, I don't think Aftershock's it, honestly, because with your Champions kit, after you've disabled people, you have so many ways out and in and out and in again. I don't feel that personally. I don't feel that Aftershock mitigates enough damage for you to be worth taking over Guardian. An alternative setup is actually Airy if you feel that you have the stronger lane. It's not too bad. You can get a lot of use out of Airy. You can apply it on both E's if you space it out. You get a decent amount of poke with your Q. Airy's not a bad option.
No, looks like a pretty
of course
after
those ones. Aftershock would be the next best thing, just because damage mitigation is amazing.
That is true. Pretty standard level 1s here. Just get a 5 point from both teams.
No one has a strong enough CC level 1 to look for anything.
Right.
If anyone looked for it, it would be red side with the Recon W. But the follow-up isn't really there. At best, I think they get a flash.
Yeah, Velocity chose to drop 2 early wards also in the river just to make sure nothing happens.
Well, I don't think they're afraid of an invade, honestly.
Well, it's more for the information, right? AED in every game pretty much has walked into the enemy jungle to place vision to track the jungler. This way they know if someone sneaks in to get some vision, something like that, they'll see.
That's a good point.
Pretty standard stuff so far here. Thank you for coming on, by the way, Raka.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Your wealth of knowledge
Damon,
is always appreciated.
Grotesque, I've known Grotesque for, like, is it 4 years now? Holy moly, it's been a while.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we've been super long time friends, but we've been talking a lot about jungle paths between us. Specifically, one thing that I saw early on in the tournament that I marked as just straight up bad: buff to the wolves and raptors in whichever order to buff. It's an interesting thing. It doesn't get you 3-3 camps, and it puts you behind on health, and oftentimes it even puts you a little slower than the enemy jungler.
Right. So for people out there who aren't familiar with jungler or are getting into jungling, what's a good path? What's a path you get 3 on off 3 camps?
You will never go wrong with buff with either red, blue Gromp, or blue Gromp red. After taking either of those variations, you'll be level 3. You can either look for a gank if the enemy has an overextended lane. You can look for mid to create Skull Prio, or you can take you're either finishing on red buff or Gromp. You can either take your Wolves Raptors or Raptors Wolves if you have nothing else to look for and you just need to take jungle. You leave all of your options available, and after taking the 2 additional camps, Skulls will have spawned. That will not always be the best path, but you will never go wrong with it.
Right,
so if you have no idea what to do,
you'll have options available to you.
Just go blue Gromp red or red blue Gromp.
Makes sense.
Though, as far as the buff, double in between camps buff, the options that gives you are very interesting because it completely changes the timing of your gank. Instead of the standard clear to 3 and look for a gank, you'll be 3 and your solo lanes will be 2. If you take 5 camps, like say blue, wolves, raptors, red, rugs, you'll have your 3, almost 4, and your top will have level 3. So if you had a Camille top where you need all 3 abilities for whatever matchup, sometimes it makes more sense to take a less efficient clear path to let your solo lane get a bit more XP before your gank.
Right, that makes sense. Depending on the matchup, right, like you said, like if it's something like Camille, that makes perfect sense.
A lot of jungle pathing is depending on where you need to be, what side of the map you need to be on. I love the ward from supporty.
Yeah,
it's kind of
really
just what
timing.
you do when you're pushing.
Evelyn is on
Man,
the
I'm gonna be real. As a support, just speaking to support main, I hate Ezreal so much.
Me too. Oh my god.
Playing against it, you cannot deny that champion CS. Holy moly.
It's so dumb.
Like, get me out. You can have the stronger lane by miles, and he just has to barely walk up to secure all of his CS. No, in all seriousness, the Q farming aside, Ezreal is a very difficult champion. You have to play him well. I honestly think the Eve is working too hard for this. Eve is a clear to 6 in gank champ.
Yeah, the pre-6 Eve gank feels really bad here. They're also pushing in, like it's bouncing out now on the wave, but it is Ezreal Rakan, which is really hard for them to actually get on, just like that. Like Poppy's getting this, scuttle for free. Charming the Rakan, but Ezreal's the one who E'd. Nice trade mid.
This is so much time invested from Eve.
Oh yeah, it was
time is by far like the most valuable resource both junglers and supports have in the early game. Ooh, Mordekaiser going for straight AP.
We'll
don't like that
see.
at all.
I don't like it.
I'm just being real. It's not a good matchup for him. I don't think he wins it by going AP. I think he wins it by making it so Urgot can never kill him.
He is down a significant amount of farm in the lane now, too. If Velocity wins this, if they win this game,
they have a good shot.
I'm all
I
aboard
think
the
that we
train.
agree that they have a bit of an out comp.
Yeah, I like the draft a lot. If they win this, I'm all aboard.
We should definitely bring either one or both of the coaches on to talk about the draft.
I agree. I can. Well, there's no coach for Velocity, right?
Oh, there isn't?
I don't think so. I think there's just 5
I guess
dudes.
that's true. Teams don't need to have a coach. Honestly, Incubators has Pizza, Field of Vern, and I was more of a solo queue coach for individual players on the team. When I started coaching the team more, drafting is hard.
Drafting is so hard, especially when you start getting into like what your individual player, like you can come up with something in your head as an answer, but your players don't feel comfortable on it, or they don't like a certain matchup. It's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, coaching's a nightmare, man.
Any team without a coach, I think my advice would be to have a player as the dedicated drafter and have your other players just go to a pickban.gg and just take a slow draft against them. And ask hard questions like, what do we do if they ban this? What do we do if they know how to play this champion's worst matchup? When you start asking those hard questions, you start seeing where weaknesses in the draft are.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what AED did last split, the championship team. They didn't have a coach towards the end of the split, and they just designated their top laner as like, okay, you're going to tell us what we're playing in the draft.
LWG had the jungler was drafting for them last season.
Well,
that was one of the many things wrong with the team.
Well, oh, we're gonna get solo here. Mordekaiser does. Oh, flash is in. Flash out now from Urgot. Looks to be a trade. Urgot's gonna walk out of that. Evelyn back on the bot side.
I'm gonna be real. For there, it just looks like the Mordekaiser landed everything so free because Urgot's pushed up to tower without any real reason to be there.
Yeah.
This makes the damage by start to look a lot better.
Oh no.
The out from Urgot. This is so much pressure. Mordekaiser gets a TP advantage for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like they are going to clear the vision out around the dragon right now also. Good timing for them.
Jinx isn't the safest to leave alone, but with Thief in the area, it would be troll to engage.
Oh, well. That could have gone better. Oh, TP coming in immediately.
There's the TP. Is there going to be a counter TP? There's no counter TP. The counter TP is 5 years late, but Thief one-shots it anyway.
Free cut. Pull back on too. Poppy channeling the ult. Throws the Mordekaiser out.
There's the Poppy special.
Yes. 1-0. Nice, comfortable 1,000 gold lead right now. Evelyn pushing into the jungle against the Poppy. Poppy does get the stun. A lot of damage now. Forces a flash out of Evelyn. Can't dash out. That's a solo kill. A little bit greedy by Evelyn going in there.
A little bit mid prio, and the Eve doesn't stand a chance. I'd have to relook at that to see if Eve could have lived. I suspect heavily that Eve could have just left that. Oof.
It feels bad. It's going to be a free dragon over to Velocity there.
As a jungler, I have to say one of the hardest things is just giving up on a fight because your team doesn't have enough pressure.
Get the knockout. Get the Zap
I don't like
behind.
That.
Okay.
Support. So if you go back to that, supporting with his boots is forcing the Ezreal every time. He can easily just flash Q, get on the other side, and W it.
Yeah, he had already gotten the E out at that point.
I don't think that would even just force Ezreal flash, because Ezreal's running TP. I think that would honestly just be the kill with Jinx hitting it and ulting.
Ooh. There's another Zap there.
Can we see how many stacks Veigar's on?
Yep. No, we can't. Oh, yeah, 59.
59's a bit low for this point in the game. You should be looking more for 80-ish. And that 80's A is not what I would ask in a diamond game. 80 is what I would expect at this level, more or less. I am so surprised the tower didn't hit the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, I
there.
can't believe that tower did not just hit him. Oh, the flash in from the Poppy. Gets this done. A lot of damage down. Looking to get it, but the Mordekaiser going to ult the Poppy. Poppy's stuck now, trying to kite out the Mord in the bush. Nice, fancy feet dodging the Q. That ult's running out now. Jinx ult misses the flip in from the Urgot. Can he get the kill? The ult comes out. He's gonna get the The fear goes off. Can he get out? He dies. Oh my gosh.
They're
Poppy
playing
gets
it on a razor's edge. There's the stun.
The TP coming out.
TP coming in from
Gets
Veigar. Oh, that was... Don't know if the Urgot would have died, but I'd like to imagine that was so close to a double kill.
That is insane.
Action-packed.
That
Both
was
teams
insane.
engage, re-engage. That is strong Poppy play from start to finish. Flash E, hold the Eve down, juke out the Mordekaiser.
Oh, we might see something new.
Absolute beastly play from Boss Turtle.
So tower aggro yet, but Evelyn is here.
Casket with a lot of discipline, not touching supporty, not taking anything from tower. There's the backstep from Eve, the cleanse out from Alistar.
Nice kite.
If we go back to that, I really suspect between Flash and Ignite, that kill wasn't just done, it was easy.
Oh.
Ooh, Cassio giving it back. No. Oh. No.
No way. Walks it out. Pot's running. Nice job by Rakan. Very low in the bot lane here. Traps already
There are
out.
the traps out. I think Rakan should just pop our...
Wave Dino.
Then again, Ezreal doesn't have mana.
Yeah.
Because all that they really need is Rakan to lock down the Jinx for like 2 seconds for Rakan to land W ult, and that's enough.
I love the Poppy play in this game. I love the balls to just like, I'm instantly flashing onto this Evelyn, like we're gonna win the fight.
It's also true, while the Rakan play is possible, it's always better to just go for the safer play.
Yeah, take the plates, take the lead you're getting, get out there.
We also have the caster vision. We can see the Jinx doesn't have flash. The team should know that, but sometimes comms are a little weak.
Yeah.
Especially with an action-packed game like this, I would be very surprised if red side knew what TPs blue side still have up.
Oh, they're just screaming during that fight. Where Urgot gets the kill. It's just all inaudible, noise coming out. We both coached. There's no good information coming out during that.
Right before the Eve kills them, because the Eve is like under tower, it's gotta be Eve is dead, Eve is dead, Eve is dead. Ah!
Yeah.
Ah! That's my recreation of their comms.
Yes.
All
Poppy
right.
bot showing they do know she's there.
One weakness of Poppy, though, is you are getting hard outscaled by Eve. Poppy as a tank, it plays a better role in the team, but Poppy struggles a bit to balance farming and ganking, because Eve, if she can farm all day without her lanes going too far behind, is honestly she'll take that every day of the week, and that's assassin jungles in general. Poppy as a tank can farm to some extent, but you can't just farm all day. You have to make a lead, or you're just kind of conceding it to Eve. The Poppy is forcing plays hard.
Oh.
Eve.
I don't know. Oh! Oh my gosh! It looked like for a second it might be clean.
Basically solo killed it.
Yeah.
There's the Alistar combo coming in. Poppy's coming in for the counter. Poppy tanks the Jinx rocket. That's actually pretty bad. It denies a bad gold from blue side.
Yeah, it does go over to the Alistar there, but it is a kill. More time for Veigar to farm here.
Hey, as I said in chat, Alistar is so far my only pentakill in ranked.
It's beautiful. Did you watch our stream?
The entire enemy
Anion?
team tried diving me. I lived. They didn't.
It's like a thing on Buttermilk Lifestyle now.
Supporty going for the Q, walk around, but the Poppy's W denies that part.
They do ult out of the pit, but they pick up the Dragon Rakan running around with the ult, but unfortunately Poppy's in the Mordekaiser ult. He's going to come out into a birthday party here, flipped back in, flashes out, not sure if that's the right play. Rakan gets it, these bloodthirsty supports.
We still haven't seen a lot of this game yet, though.
This game's super close still.
We haven't seen Veigar playing out work in team fights, especially with that Glacial Augment. Yo, Loki, in my opinion, Glacial just straight up shouldn't exist. I hate that.
I think it's gone next season, right? I believe it's gone next season. Yeah, it's the same. I hate that. Yeah, let's take a look at.
It's not even that champions like Veigar make too good use of it. I think items are too good with it, and I think especially champions like Ari. Glacial is just straight up an upgrade. Electrocute will very rarely one shot, where Glacial almost guarantees your abilities. Solid W from the Veigar. It's very hard to avoid that one. I'm not even sure if it's possible. Cassio tanks the stun to avoid the Q. Nicely done from Cassio to mitigate damage.
Oh, that was nice.
That is awesome. That's exactly what Recon needs to do. Anything besides that or flash, and he's dead.
Oh, Evelyn's in here. A lot of damage down
there. There's the cage. The cage. Everyone got hit by that cage.
Oh no! Ergot goes wild.
Evelyn has duped so much this game. It does.
This game is a mess.
That is just like 1 second away.
There's a lot of damage really fast out of Cass here. There's no vision in the bush. Forces the flash out of the Veigar.
The flash isn't up quite yet for Cassio. I missaw that.
Oh no.
There's the cage. Cassio's gonna have to flash this. Flash is in.
Alistair just forced to walk in shame back to bot lane. You know, that's one of those ones where your mid laner's like, I just want to base, And your support's like, no, we kill this guy. Just put the cage down, we'll just kill him. Flashes the cage, kills the mid laner. Going for it.
Also, supporting making really good use of Hex Flash there.
Yes.
Sork shoes on the Mordekaiser.
I
don't think Sorks are actually I think Sorks are actually pretty good and efficient with the magic pen he gets from magic pen he gets from Z.
I don't think he needs it at all.
Same. I guess that's all that needs to be said about that.
I don't think he needs that, but whatever.
To be honest, though, where Mordekaiser, I think we would agree he probably wants Tabby for it to deal with Urgot in the side lane.
Yeah,
from Veigar, I also don't think Veigar needs Sorks.
No, most of the time you don't want to go Sorks on Veigar, right? Because a lot of your damage,
especially with the huge amount of lockdown, lots of AP damage coming in. I think that Mercs are probably a bit superior.
Ult from Alistair?
Recon all blown for the Alistair.
No, he ulted and stepped right on the traps. I hate to see it.
Ooh, the Zeke's Ezreal Q coming in though.
You hate to see it.
I talk Recon build for a second. A lot of Recons will go for Zeke's first.
Everyone's here. It's a nice knock up. Flash forced on the Ezreal. Recon trying to get up. Oh my gosh, that Poppy damage.
The Poppy and Eve are both playing such a strong game, like from both sides of the jungle.
Yeah.
I haven't paid attention to their paths, but when they show up, they show up.
Yeah, they didn't get a kill there, and Cass is getting a ton of free time on this mid lane tower.
That is some advantage to blue side, though. Recon and Ezreal had to flash out.
Yep.
No. Yeah.
That's very good. Obviously now I have to play these fights a lot safer. Gives Evelyn a lot more agency to make a play happen. I'm gonna become a Poppy one trick.
Well, now that the action's cooled down a little, talking build-wise on Recon, one of the most gold-efficient items in the game for that champion, Ardent Sensor. It is beautiful. Fun fact about League, Recon with his E has the highest AP scaling on any shield or heal on the game, excluding Soraka ult.
Wait, really?
Because it's like I believe it's 70%, and you have that 70% on both parts of the E, resulting in a 140% AP ratio, which is just disgusting.
That's actually disgusting.
His passive as well has an 80% AP ratio, and both of those benefit from the increased healing and shield power from the Forbidden Idol line of items.
Have you played any on the PvE yet?
No, I would, but my Recon getting caught out a bit. W into the trap. It's so easy to get caught there, but it should just be W straight to the drag pit to E over to the Poppy. That's tragic.
Forced to flash out here. Oh, Mordekaiser flashing in on the other side.
Mordekaiser coming in from the back line.
Poppy can only send him but so far inside the death realm.
That's a solid disengage from red side. Ezreal got caught away from the team. Blue side gets one at the drag.
That's
So
that flash
right
we
now-
talked about, though. You know, the flash that gets blown in the bot lane. That's where that shows up. Is that fight? You know, Ezreal can't
This is
flash.
the value. If Rakan had flash, also, even though he had a path out, it was hard to see. You can't blame him for not taking the riskier thing that got him out. If he had flash, he would have got out there 100%.
Yep.
Probably, unless he just flashes into the traps. You know.
Possible. You never know in the AED Invitational. Oh. Evelyn caught here in the jungle, but just gonna get out.
Oh, he just like goes straight up and the Urgot whiffs it.
Oh.
Unless Urgot just wanted out.
Not gonna get the knock up there. A little bit of damage out of the cast. Cast does hurt right now. Farm on
Cassio
velocity
and
very good.
Veigar hurt.
Yeah, they both do. Two
Yeah,
highest farming
if we
champions
talk
in the
about Rakan items, Ardent, Zeke's is pretty good. My personal preference is an Ardent Rush in almost every lane unless I have an AP laner into the Zeke's. And this is gonna sound super weird, but go straight into either a what's the item? A Zonya's or a Banshee's Veil. Just because your AP is so good. Unironically,
Oh,
and I have
Poppy?
taken this in ranked and won with it.
We can't flash right now, but a good wall.
That's a lockdown. I don't know if that was necessary, honestly.
I don't know if it was.
You know what?
they're-
I am
they're
always in
pinging it
favor of just
immediately.
use it aggressively. Don't give them any chance of their team coming in to escape.
Yeah, I agree. You'd rather use it and not have had to than not use it and then have them get away barely.
Absolutely.
This game is insanely close.
Past those
100
three
goal
items,
difference.
I've done this every time in ranked, and it's actually won me games just because of how good it is. Straight death cap on your support Rakan.
Just death cap?
Death cap. He has the highest AP ratio on his shield and 80% on his shield.
Oh.
On his personal shield.
Alistair and wait, this is a 1v2. You're all alone here, Urgot. Can he dance around here? He's winning the 1v1, kind of, but once they come out of the realm, there's nowhere to go.
I think the Mordekaiser ults that a bit early. Let supporty get his stun off and then ult it.
Yeah.
You do ult it though to get the stats, but it's a low risky. If the Urgot was just a little stronger, the Mordekaiser would die, and then supporty's in a spot.
Yeah, he's trapped in a 1v1 against an Urgot there.
I mean, supporty doesn't die ever though, because he's got his phase rush and his ult. But
pretty even game state right now. No problem for Cast to clear that out. Evelyn, so much damage. The ult does come out from Rakan, gets the knock up, and then holds away.
That's why he needs to live.
Yep. Pretty much you get caught alone right now.
It's looking a little even when he pops his stuff, but one more Eve Q and the Eve ult probably kills him.
Yeah. That is a lot. Forcing the flash there. Oh. Just dodge out of the Ezreal, but very low.
Very nice juke.
Evelyn ult does come out there to ensure she gets away.
Evolt is a huge cooldown. Our Evelyn is of the opinion, not on his own, but from watching high-elo players, it's better on Evelyn to just use your flash there than use your ult.
Yeah, the ult is
It's a very interesting opinion. It's because your ult is like all of you being useful. Right? Your flash, you already have your stealth. If you're positioned well, you don't really need your flash, but you do need your ult to be useful.
Yeah, also just the pressure it puts on teams, right? When that ult's up to know, like, okay, I can only... Oh, my God! My Ezreal? Veigar doing Veigar things. Fun and interactive gameplay.
The cage is stupid. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Hey, there's the Jinx coming out. The Runon's rocket spraying so much damage. Another cage landing. Poke and siege, baby.
Poke and siege. The cast does back now. Has the Abyssal Mass finished. Working on a Rylai's now.
Red side really haven't hit engage like they need into blue side.
Yeah, the entire game feels like Blue's dictating
Poppy
the pace.
Rakan. I don't think they've got any moment where Poppy engages and Rakan is there to follow up. Mostly, in my opinion, due to Rakan making a lot of weird pathing decisions.
Yeah, we've seen Rakan having to use a ton of abilities to get out of fights. to get out of getting in a 1v1 with Eve, getting into a weird situation with Mordekaiser. They are
It's also true,
walking in here.
especially with the Fed Eve on the enemy team. A lot of times with Rakan, the highest value thing you can do is just
Evelyn.
stand on top of your carry.
She ulted, she didn't
Evelyn
make the wall.
ulted.
Flipped back in, she's gonna go down, shut down to Rakan. It's a 1 for O right now for Velocity. A 2 for O. Is it gonna be a 3? It's a 3 for O. We could get an ace, baby.
We didn't just get the engage that we wanted to see from red side there. Eve also got caught from the start of it. Eve being like 80% of the strength from blue side right now.
This game is insane.
As you might have noted, I'm not actually super clear on which team is which. So to prevent myself from messing it up, it's just red side, blue side, baby.
Yeah, red side, blue side, baby.
Hey.
That's good enough. That's good enough for us, you know? We know that's the easiest way for our viewers at home to know who you're talking about. Because they may not know who Velocity and AED are.
In addition, with his if you've opted for the Arn sensor, Rakan's objective taking is disgusting. You tap it with a feather and apply sensor to your entire team. Ooh, the W barely missing. If that hit, Ezreal one-shots that in a second. Mordekaiser knocked out. Jinx is putting out some damage. There's the charm. Rakan spots out the Eve, so Eve probably doesn't one-shot Ezreal here. Jinx with the get excited. That is... The rockets and the get excited are her best part. Ooh, Eve taking from both. Another Rakan W. That W is like a 20-second cooldown. You can't miss it.
Urgot TPing in! What is
the
happening?
Urgot coming in? Supporting with the phase rush. Can he chase it down? Can he chase it down? No! Oh!
Come on, get into the face! Evelyn jumps over and misses! Hate spikes!
I'm not sure that was... Wait, if the Q hits, that's electrocute and Rakan dies. Oh! The backwards Eve ults are beautiful to see, and that Urgot E.
This game is insane. It is 45.1 to 45.1. This is game of the season
on
so
any
far.
On any support, it is so tempting to like just use your ability on cooldown. The faster you use W, the faster it's back up. It's always the wrong attitude to take. If it's a long cooldown, you don't use it on cooldown because you only count on having it once, maybe twice in a fight.
Yep.
You need to hold on to it until you know you can hit it, and that is so hard, honestly.
This is
like it's easy to say, but.
Oh right. In the moment, it's a lot harder to put yourself there, but that's why you practice, right? You have to continually tell yourself, "That's my mindset. That's my mindset."
The combination of knowledge and discipline on that stuff really does separate ranks.
You shot him with the ult. That's kind of weird.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Urgot, it's like what, a minute cooldown?
Yeah, it should be fine by the next time he's in a fight, but. They are using the Baron that is left on the Rakan. Not sure here.
Alistar holding out with the discipline there.
Wall does
not using his combo until he was sure he could hit it. Ezreal with the QSS, though, he gets out.
Evelyn! The ult actually invulns Rakan from dying to the Jinx R. That's actually pretty insane. Rakan's still barely living nice at the end.
That's actually huge, though, because the get excited on Jinx would tear the Cassio apart here. Instead, the Cassio lives. The Ezreal, the QSS from Ezreal was awesome. Oh, there's the cage keeping himself safe.
Poppy wants
blood. The Vega ult just tickles Poppy.
Such a
she
good
is
wall.
so beefy.
Oh.
Ezreal going hard for it. Can he land the Q? I mean, soon we'll either see Vega or dead.
Oh,
the Urgot! He was splitting the... That was 4v5! That is... Velocity,
yeah, he shows up at the end. He's like, "What's up?"
The game.
He shows up like, "I'm in your base, by the way."
Nope. The Eve was all of the gold on blue side, and red side was able to play around the Eve consistently in fights. He went from, I believe, 5-1 to 6-4.
They are looking here. The rest of you can't go over that wall. There's an Evelyn over there. Oh,
Cassio,
trying.
Ult still close.
Ult still close.
Yep, that's the kill.
Ooh. This is a kill.
Absolutely.
Oh. Okay, there we go.
Yep, you can't juke that out forever.
Can't do that.
Can't do it.
Velocity does get an inhib there. It might happen. We might see Velocity beat AED. How many times last year would you have said that?
I think it's all but secured for Velocity at this point.
Velocity hype.
How much AP does the Veigar have at this point? 3 minutes in. You see a huge variety in what he has, but
He has 540 AP right now and 248 stacks.
that's way too low. That's like 20-minute amounts of AP. No, that's where their damage is lacking, probably. I mean, the Veigar cage is always going to be good, right? The ghosts, the GLP with Glacial is always going to be disgusting. But in the end, you need damage from the mid laner.
You do. And, God, it's so unfortunate that last
I mean,
fight.
because if you aren't doing damage from your mid laner, then just play Lulu mid, which is actually kind of disgusting.
Knock up on the
Supporty going
Veigar.
for the pick,
They're finally being
like
the aggressor. The wall's shutting a lot of that down, but Mort is so low. In the pit with the Poppy. Poppy gets the stun to the wall. Smites. He does have a Zanya. He survives that. Flashes out. Somehow he's alive. Urgot wants this so bad he can't stand it, but their base is dying. Flash over the wall from Urgot. Gets the flash out of the Veigar. You see the Evelyn right there looking for it, but they're going to get the knock up onto her before the dragon dies.
Knocked up. The Cassio poison. There's nothing you can do there.
They're going for the end, baby.
Huracan flashed it. This is done.
They're going for the end, baby.
They're saying it's done. I don't know if it's actually done. But
I don't think it's actually done.
It is.
Oh, he's TPing into the base. He doesn't care. This is the Velocity special.
This man does not take damage.
Oh,
he's living it there.
gosh.
Oh, the Ezreal is an absolute
1 down,
noob.
2 down, 3 down. That's going to be the game for sure now. Only the Jinx left alive to watch as her base is getting annihilated. Cassiopeia dealing tons. Rakan into the fountain to secure the kill. And that's going to be the win for Velocity.